This is Chasm Converses. I am Chasm, and joining me is Perth musician pop star Edie.
Hi, thanks for having me.
No worries. It's so awesome to have you back. You have joined an illustrious group of people who are appearing on my podcast for the second time. So well done. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
It's been about, I think, 2-ish years since we last had you on, which is really cool. And
Mhm.
that was around the time that you put out Villain, if I believe, possibly. And then there was like an EP that followed that, I think, in like August or around that time, wasn't it? Unsaid.
Yeah. So Villain was the first single off that EP. Yeah, that's so long ago now. It was so close, but so far. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah, literally. But even so, like I saw that there was so much attention on that EP when it first came out. And even like all the singles that you dropped beforehand, yeah, they had like just so much attention on them, which is really good to see. Were you really happy with the way that the EP turned out and all the sort of, I guess, attention that it received?
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't even imagine yeah, I was just so stoked because it's my first EP that I released and first time kind of like really committing and doing a thorough plan and all of that jazz for around this record. So yeah, I was so stoked. It was so cool.
That's so good to hear. And so like especially like since then, like 2025, you had a bunch of other singles that you came up with as well. And then obviously which led into your newest single, obviously that you just put out called Full of Man, which is incredible. Like it's so picturesque. It's almost like a completely different, not like a completely different vibe, but it's slightly different from the things that you have done previously, which is really exciting. Can you take me through that song a little bit? I've heard a few things through the grapevine of what it's about, but explain what is Full of Man about?
Yeah, Full of Man is a different direction to my other stuff. It's a bit more electronic, a bit more, I'll say produced. It's always a direction I've wanted to go down. Um, and it's about sort of a relationship breakdown where someone's not putting in the effort to change and you can't fix them. So it's that kind of like giving up feeling, that hopelessness that comes with that. And yeah, it's also not your job to fix this. I don't know. It was all a very therapeutic experience writing it all down because I started writing with lots of I notes app dumps and journals.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then like going, okay, I'm going to write this kind of fell together really quickly because I kind of knew what I wanted to say by then. Yeah.
That's so cool. I love it. And so when you are like sort of writing songs and lyrics, I obviously am a songwriter myself, so I'd love to get your opinion on this. Do you have like sort of a diary where you sort of write down all your lyrical ideas or your song ideas, or like do you get like inspiration that strikes you in the middle of the night, so you try and reach for the phone to just like quickly either do like a quick voice note while it's 3 a.m. or do you just try and like type it down?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, sometimes I find voice notes and from 3 a.m. re-listening in the morning going, oh, I don't know what I was thinking actually. Like there's no melody, I'm like, I don't know what that was. But yeah, I think usually songwriting, I journal every day just for, I like to write and just fear
Yes.
of forgetting everything. So I do that every day. And then, yeah, I guess if I know that it's a song, like a song lyric, I just quickly go to the notes app because it's the first thing I can grab. And yeah, so I just have all these random little lines that I piece together.
Mhm.
Yeah, as well as the occasional weird voice note. Something crazy I've come up with. Yeah.
No, that's brilliant. No, again, it's something that I also sort of I guess dabble in at times too. Like there'll be times where I guess like you might have like a song and you might have a lyric that you've written like, a year ago and you're going back through all the different ones and suddenly
Mhm.
like one that you wrote, a year ago kind of works well with one that you wrote, 25 minutes ago. And so you're just kind of like, oh, let's see if we can bleed these in together slightly.
Yeah, exactly. That's also what I did, like finding something, I don't know, finding a song that you wrote years ago and you're like, oh, that's actually still relevant.
Yeah.
Or it's like, or it means something different now, but the lyrics are still I don't know the same. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to ask you about your because I saw it obviously on your Instagram, maybe obviously a couple of months ago now. But you had a moment where with your eyebrows where I think you did you mistakenly dye them blonde, or was that like a thing that you wanted to do?
No, it was intentional.
It was
I've
intentional.
always, it
Ah,
was intentional. I have always wanted to bleach them, and I it was for this Fall of Man music video as well,
ah,
for the look. So I was like, it's always just itching there. I really want to do it, so I just did it. And
that's so
the only thing
cool.
is, they grow back really fast. Like I didn't realize eyebrow hairs grow, so I keep having to bleach them every week, which
Oh
it's
wow.
a bit burny, bit ouch. Probably not very good for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't mind growing quite a bit every now and then, but like, yeah, that never really occurred to me that like obviously when the other bits grow back, they're gonna grow back in the color that they're obviously,
Yeah, they just
supposed to
keep
be. And so you
yeah,
gotta
it's
keep
they
on
just
dabbing
go
them and
really fast. Yeah.
yeah, that's insane. Was there like did you have like an inspiration for wanting to do them blonde? Because obviously the hair is much longer than the last time that we spoke as well. So was there like
Yes,
an
true.
idea? Did you have like an idea that you had in your mind by wanting to go with that complete look for this new song?
I think like I just wanted to change, and I just feel like I'm still trying to find my signature look, or like
Hmm.
something that people recognize me for. So I think it's just a lot of experimenting as well till I lock on something concrete,
Yeah.
just finding, there's that like hair theory where, if you have a really recognizable hair look,
Hmm.
people always know who you are. So like, I don't know, even Sabrina Carpenter, and like they have, you see a photo of their hair, you're like, that's her.
Hmm.
Um, so I think I was trying to find something like that, but I'm trying to grow I don't really know what I'm doing. It's all a bit of a up in the air.
That's how sort of things go though, as like a creative and that sort of thing is you try and find, I guess, what looks like works for you, but also something that you feel comfortable in that you kind of like the look of. But like you are completely on the money though with, yeah, just the way that different people's hair can sort of contribute to their look. Like, first thing that came to my mind was obviously, Tim Minchin with his
Yeah,
big hair. And
exactly.
then over here in London, Claudia Winkleman is talk show host. She has like a fringe, like a bangs, sorry, like big bangs in the fringe.
Yeah.
And she's almost like it's weird, like you just for some reason they become very well known for their hairstyle. So I think that's a very good thing that you're sort of going on trying to find what sort of hairstyle suits you best for the music that you want to put out and for the look obviously that you're going
Hmm.
for. But like I was going to touch on this earlier as well because obviously, after the last time we chatted, you put out Villain and you were almost like, playing like a vampire. It was like almost like a slight, I don't know, Buffy the Vampire Slayer look, which is perfect because Sharon Salgella's in the background that I can see. And
She's yep.
I actually got to see, this is definitely a tangent, but I actually got to see her recently on the Jonathan Ross talk show over here, which was insane because
That's so cool.
she was promoting Ready or Not and she was like 15
Hmm.
meters away from me and I was just sitting like, oh shit, no
Whoa,
way. That's crazy.
that's super
Um,
sick.
but anyway, what I was going to say was, you've experimented with so many different looks and so many different, I guess, ideas within your songs and within your videos and that kind of thing recently. Um, and that's such a great thing to do because it just changes how your song is, it changes the look. It makes it more, I guess, sort of interesting. Um, so like, I'd love to know where you sort of get your ideas for coming up with like, I guess like different characters and almost different looks for yourself within all of your little projects that you do.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love playing dress ups. I think I've always loved that. And yeah, I feel like I am a very visual person. So before I've even written a song, really, I'll think of a character or a video concept in the world, and I'll make a Pinterest board and all this. And yeah, so I guess like it just I don't know where I get the ideas from. They just
Mhm.
spawn in my head. I have lots of weird, I love movies, I love um yeah, books, and I think I get all those I guess I get my ideas from all the media like that I consume. And
Mhm.
I think it's just important. I think it's a big part of my brand is just playing different characters, and it's also just really fun. It's really cool to just like dress ups.
Yeah, definitely. Because you had like the prom queen one where you had like the whole prom queen set, and then like even on the video you had like a whole just like ballroom just made up with like people and all sorts of things. I mean, my expectation that was like Carrie inspired.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
that's
it's like
definitely yeah, we did carry, but then we wanted like a twist, so it wasn't yeah, we just kind of like we don't want to do like a copy of the thing. We want to make it
hmm,
our own a bit as well. But yeah, definitely carry inspired and just 80s horror. I love 80s
yeah.
horror kind of movies and love yeah, scary gothic sort of themes and imagery. So I just like I think it's just natural for me to combine my those interests with my music and yeah.
Yeah. And when you did like The Housewife, were you just watching like a lot of late night television from like the 70s or something? Like, where'd that come from? Or were you watching like Bewitched or something? Like,
I don't know. I think maybe that came from I think I watched a season of Mad Men or something
all right.
and I was like, yeah. Yeah, I don't know where that one came. There was like I think that was yeah, I just wanted to put a bunch of characters in the same video. So I had housewife, medieval knight kind of vibe and a Regency girl. Yeah, just I don't know. I just love dress ups.
Yeah, that was the real creative one right there. It's like, where's my identity in this? It's like, okay, it's in this
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
it's in this one,
This
and
is
it's in
this
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 one.
this.
Yeah, literally. That's brilliant though. You must have such an awesome like team behind you as well, who obviously help you with all your filming and help you with like extras and even costumes and stuff. Like, how much of an impact do they have to you and to your projects?
Oh, like yeah, so much. Stephanie Senior, who does all my videos, we're just really good friends now, and she just gets the whole. I just come with her with this to her with this crazy idea, and then she will understand it. And we always take it way too far. We're like we think big budget, and then we
Mm.
have to kind of bring it down. Uh,
Yeah.
and yeah, she's just really important in my success as an artist and just very important to my music. And then I usually for my videos I always source my costumes myself, which is
Mhm.
a lot of work, but I feel like I'm a bit like of not a control freak. I have a very clear idea of like what I want to look like. So yeah, I'll usually do that myself. But production designer is a big one that oh, they just take care of making it look everything look great. Um, yeah, everyone's just super friendly and keen to be a part of it, and it's just always like a fun, nice time on set as well.
That's so brilliant. It's as I said, it's
Yeah.
so good when you do have like a big sort of a team behind you that can throw ideas at you. And again, when you have like a very big, I mean, when anyone comes up with ideas for videos or costumes or whatever, most of the time it's like, a big, huge idea of we need to have this and like, a big knight, a fire-breathing dragon, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
And it's kind of
yeah,
like, oh,
fire
well,
and
what can we do? Like, you can't do all of it, but let's try and like cut down to like, the things that would be like more solidified for what we have. But yeah, having like when you
yeah.
finally get to build that team and have that team around you, I felt like it would make everything so much easier. Was there like a shift, I suppose, in your career so far where you kind of felt like things were getting like easier for you? Like you didn't have to do as much, you didn't have to be in control of like as much of your music as you are now.
Yeah, I think the first few songs I put out were a bit daunting and I was doing all the jobs and I still do most of the work because I'm
Mm,
self-managed and everything. But
of course.
I guess like with music videos, like learning to just kind of like trust, like having more trust in my team now that because I've seen the outcome and how great it is. So I think that was probably around the bleed video, the prom queen sort of look,
Mm,
where I was like, I've got the costumes, you guys have got everything, and I just trust Steph and I trust everyone, and just being able to relax into it a bit more and just have fun and yeah, not stress so much. I think, yeah. I still stress about all this other stuff, but like
mm.
on set, on at gigs, I think I'm a lot more relaxed now because I have a good group of people who I trust. Yeah.
Brilliant. And I will touch on one more thing. So obviously, with the Fall of Man music video, that again is so just picturesque and so blue, very, very nice. And that's got like what 27,000 views or something on YouTube that I saw, and I was like, oh my God, like this is
Yeah.
just I mean, again, when you have a video that looks so pleasing like that, it's not massively surprising that it's sort of circulated and people have kind of found it and all that sort of thing. Whereabouts did you kind of film that? And again, for your character, was it based off of anything from your, off of a movie or a TV show? Did you have a certain character that you were going for, or was this sort of again trying to just like redesign your look and just be yourself in the video itself?
Yeah. So I think like I think I always wanted to do like a mermaid siren sort of esque
Mm.
look. And one of my favorite movies is Peter Pan, the 2003 adaptation. I don't know. And
Yes, okay.
they have this scene where there's like mermaids and they're a bit scary looking and they have kind of
Mm.
webbed fingers and stuff. And I was like, that's cool. I want to do that. So I think that's where the original idea was from. Um, and yeah, I just wanted to look very ethereal, still me playing a character, I guess.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, that's kind of I don't know. Yeah, I just think I wanted something a bit more not so beautiful, but like very I think it suits the song to have that kind of sort of flowy feeling in
Yeah.
the ocean.
It's
Yeah,
a
we
bit
filmed
mystical
it
at
at like
times.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we filmed at just like in WA, like a beach north. And
Mm.
they kind of look like rocky caves, sort of, but it wasn't a cave. And we just filmed there. And we filmed from like 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. I think we scared a
Whoa.
few people.
Gee whiz.
it was fine. The weather was fine for a while. And then it hit like 1 a.m. and I was suddenly like
Yeah.
shivering. It was just, yeah. Uh,
Because you had like underwater scenes as well, didn't you?
Yeah, we filmed those like not at the beach. We filmed at a pool that someone had. So they
Oh, good.
like it was kind of like a pool, yeah, no, with a glass side, so you could film
Mm.
outside of it. So that we weren't actually filming underwater. It was like just looks like it.
Yeah.
It's and yeah, that was just a pool, so it wasn't too cold. But yeah, at the end of the shoot, Steph was like, "You need to get in the water now," and we're like filming a bit in the water and I was freezing and it was worth
Mm.
it. It was worth it. It was fine. Looks great. But
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously you'd leave the water takes till the end because it's kind of like once you're in and you get out, it's like well, you can't just be dry and do the other scenes. You've got to finish the wet scenes all together.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that sometimes I've had some people tell me about like shoots in like the water or just photos at the beach, that kind of stuff where they're in the water. And then yeah, sometimes it can get quite uncomfortable depending on how long it takes and obviously how the weather permits as well, because you might have times where you're in there for, an hour to 2 hours doing a shoot and you're just
Yeah.
like your costume's obviously all wet, but you can't finish it up until you get the shot that you need for it.
Yeah. I'm also like a little bit scared of the ocean. And it was nighttime and I was like, I can't
Wow.
see anything under the water.
I
And it was freaking me out a little bit, but I did it. Did it for the
that's
yeah,
honestly
the
that's
job.
incredible. The fact that you did a music video of you in the ocean and you were scared of the ocean and you did it at nighttime where you can't even see the ocean really.
Yeah.
If you ever go to the beach, that's like well done. You conquered a big fear
Yeah,
there.
yeah. No,
That's
there was
incredibly
something,
impressive.
I was feeling too much. It was not good. I don't want to know what my feet touched. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Especially at nighttime, because sometimes you get those like little fucking crabs and shit that kind of like, just, like
Yeah.
scuttle along and
Oh,
stuff. Like I was at the beach like years ago in Adelaide, just like throwing the ball with some friends of mine, and we just kept getting pinched. And I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" I got burnt
yeah,
like
I know.
shit that day actually. I had a photo shoot the
Yeah.
next day, and I literally couldn't wear shoes because my feet were so red. So I was like standing with like my lovely gothic look with just no shoes on.
Awesome. That's great fun.
Oh, insane. But even so, like, what's your reaction, I guess, to like the response of the song so far? And so, but again, like, it's one of those things where, sometimes we get so focused on a single stream of people or a single platform, I should say. You look at your Spotify looks and that kind of stuff. And, it's kind of like, oh, my song has this many, this and whatever. And it's all like numbers and that kind of stuff these days, which is a bit, it was a bit of a shame sometimes. It can sort of play with your mentality of your creativity and that sort of thing as well.
Mm.
But especially when it comes to the fact that like, that's a service, but that's just like one service that some people use, and you've got all these other ones as well that the song is also on that people are also listening from. You've got your Tidal, you've got your Apple, you've got YouTube, all that kind of stuff. So like have you enjoyed the response that your songs had so far? I think it's probably one of the more popular responses, I think, to your songs.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's always like a weird thing, numbers, because it does affect you, as much as I
Mm.
try not, as everyone tries not to think about it or look constantly, like it's
Yes.
yeah, it does. But it's yeah, I've been very surprised, especially on YouTube, because none of my videos have ever, or like music has ever gone that has had that many views, and that's really cool and exciting. And it's more like I've got a lot more not feedback, messages, I guess, of support this round, because I was very scared going into this song a bit, because it was a bit of a shift from my other stuff, going
Mm,
in a different direction, which is a bit daunting, but
mm.
it's what I wanted to do, and I'm glad I did it, and people seem to be reacting positively, so it all worked out.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
so cool. Do you have any bit want to sort of, because you're just still doing, I guess, like, shows around the Perth area and that sort of thing. Do you have any want
Mhm.
to kind of go out more so to other areas of Australia, or even like go overseas or anything like that at some point in your career?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think a big goal next year is to do like a little mini tour. I'd love to go over east, and
Hmm.
I'd probably go Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide or something, and Perth, like just a
Mm.
little tour would be great.
Mm.
And I definitely love to go overseas. I think a big goal is to do the Great Escape in England or something, or
Yeah.
one of those sort of things I'd love to try. I also have an Irish passport, so I'd love to just like have do a bit
Oh,
of traveling and do a bit of yeah, some shows, maybe travel show.
yeah.
Uh yeah, just I do want to I feel like I just want to um export my music as much as I can, or like yeah, expand
Yeah.
world domination. Uh,
Yes, no, that's very, very true. That's great. I mean, especially if you've got an Irish passport, use it when you do have it, like honestly,
yeah.
because some people don't have the ability to go there and stay for as long as they want to or whatever,
Mm.
because that's like it's just something that we get very privileged to have, I suppose. I've the
Yeah,
same with
yeah,
with my
definitely.
British one, obviously.
Mhm.
But no, that sounds like a fantastic idea. And the fact is, like, if you have so much, it's almost like a big portfolio behind you in a way as well, because you've got, as you said, your first EP, quite a few singles, you've got all these videos and all that kind of stuff as well. So
Mhm.
if there comes the time where you want to sort of pitch to go overseas or something like that, you've got so much behind you to show people for them to see. So
Yeah.
that's something that could obviously help you a lot when it comes to trying to do that eventually.
Yeah, I feel like definitely like, and I'm trying not to rush it, or I don't want to preemptively go, or I want to go when it's right. And I think just learning to kind of slow down, take my
Hmm.
time, and I feel like we're always kind of like pressured to just keep going on, like
Mm.
next. So yeah, just like taking a deep breath and just yeah, letting it happen when it happens, I guess.
That's brilliant. Do you know Ireland very well? Is there any place that you'd like to go if you did visit Ireland?
I literally haven't ever been. Got distant, like it was like my great granddad
Yeah.
who lived there, so it's very distant heritage. But
Hmm.
I just want to go to Dublin,
Yeah.
yeah, my family was from Kilkenny, so
Oh,
I'd
cool.
love to visit there too and just see. But yeah, anywhere.
Yeah, no, definitely go. I mean, I only say because I went to Ireland about a year and a half ago, and it's brilliant. It's a lovely place.
Mm.
I was
Yeah,
Dublin. I think I passed Kilkenny or something like that on the way through.
yeah,
But yeah, no, it's a beautiful place, and because it's like not hugely huge, you can kind of travel around if you get a car or whatever, to
yeah.
place to place to place quite easily, which is also quite good. But it's got very narrow
Mhm.
roads, similar to England, so sometimes you kind of have to
Yeah.
like go into the shrubbery and let a big come past
Oh,
as you're
awesome.
zooming. Yeah. Um, but either way, I'd love to finish off talking to you about, obviously, we touched on the fact that you're still doing live shows. Was it last year that you did Edie Ween? Was it like a Halloween themed like show of yours?
Yes, I that was always like a big dream for years. Wasn't ever going to be called Edie Ween, but then someone
Mm.
said it to me and I was like, is that silly? And then it just stuck with me and I was like, just started calling it that. So it became that. I just love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. I don't know if that's,
Yes,
yeah,
for
it's a
sure.
holiday.
Hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, I always loved going to Halloween parties, and I was like, I'm just gonna make my own, and it's gonna be a gig, and
Hmm.
everyone's gonna dress up, and it was really fun, and I really would love to do it again. I think I want to kind of make it a yearly thing,
Yeah.
and yeah, and take it further, bigger. But it was so much fun, so much fun.
Yeah, especially if you made it like a yearly thing, you could almost base like the show itself on almost like a different concept of Halloween. I guess like almost every single
Yeah,
year,
that's
like you might
true.
have a, the first one could be like obviously it's everyone for everything or whatever, and then you could almost be like a theme. Like the next one could be like a vampire theme, or the next one could be like, or even
Yeah.
like your show, the show that you put on for them, you might completely like just did you do because obviously I wasn't it was a live show so obviously I wasn't there but did you I mean I don't think you would have been able to do it but if you did I'd be so surprised. Did you do like costume changes for all of your songs?
Not for, oh, I did actually think about it because I'm a hoarder and I'll keep all the um and I was like, oh, and then I'll change it to this, and then I'll get blood, and I also went too big and then I ran out of time and I was like, I can't
Yeah.
do this. So I only had one costume change. I was in like a kind of Phantom of the Opera dress at the start, and then I
Hmm.
went off and I did like a we dressed as Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, did a little routine because
Yeah.
I just watched that show and I was obsessed with them.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and I think, yeah, I do definitely want to have a kind of theme every year. And,
Hmm.
I kind of was like thinking, I could do Scooby Doo, Spooky Island, or like,
Oh yeah.
just like random little movies. Vampire theme would be great. Or theme it
Yeah.
around a song, maybe strategically release the song at the same time.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Sounds like a
I
great
have
idea.
too many ideas, so that's why I need to do it every year.
Yeah, definitely right. Well, I again like I look forward to seeing what you can do like obviously this coming Halloween because yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many different options and things that you can do. Since you are, I mean, since we're already talking about horror movies, like what are some of your favorite ones that you really enjoy? Like, I mean, horror movies or TV shows, that kind of stuff that sort of influenced
Mhm.
you to again create your music.
Yeah. Um, oh God, I have so many. Some shows I love. I love Buffy. I don't know if that's
Mhm.
horror really, but Buffy horror ones I really love. Mike Flanagan does these like limited series. It's like Haunting of Hill House and
Hmm.
Midnight Mass. They're great. You should watch them.
Okay.
They're really cool. Um, oh, just like any, I love this. I love silly like slasher
Ah,
movies.
yes.
I think that's a big influence. There's so many different like ideas I have for videos with all these movies I've watched.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just love. Oh, I love Twin Peaks, the show as well, which
Oh,
isn't
okay.
horror. Wasn't it? It's horror. It's just scary a bit, but uh, yeah, that's something I want to explore more as well. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Even movies that have like I guess like the elements with them, like again, they might not be horror movies, but like scary things, you know what I mean? Like even just that lovely mystical, I guess, like outlook of like this the scenery looking sort of like Tim Burton stylish, like Sleepy Hollow,
Yes.
Hollow kind of
Yeah.
look. Like not necessarily like, as I'm gonna stab you and destroy everything you have or whatever. It's just like that nice kind of mystical theme, I suppose. Because
Yes.
I get
Yeah.
surprised of how big Halloween is over here when I first came, because back home it was like they didn't really I don't think they had pumpkins back home when it really like around
Yeah.
2023 2024. I came to England in 2023 and then they had just had like pumpkins in the shop and I was like wow I
Oh.
don't think I've ever seen pumpkins in the shop and then when I came back
Yeah.
to Adelaide in 25 they had pumpkins in the shop and I was like oh shit suddenly
Yeah.
we've
I
got
think
pumpkins
it's
in the shop.
yeah.
do
Mm.
you
I
usually
think
do
it's
you usually
getting
design
more
pumpkins?
popular. No, I've actually never carved a pumpkin, but I
Oh,
think I have noticed it also. I never used to see pumpkins, and now every Halloween I see them. Um, I think it's getting more popular here, maybe,
yeah.
or just more. I'm happy.
Completely. Well, do yourself a favor
Yeah.
and before Edie Ween next Halloween, carve yourself a pumpkin and
Yes,
yeah,
I
show
will.
me how it is. Show
I
me how it
will.
is. But
Yes.
either way, It's been awesome to chat to you today, Edie. I do wish you all the best with more of your music going forward. I'm sure that again you've released this single this year, a few last year. I'm sure there's other things to come in this
Yes.
coming year, which I'm sure like you don't have to give anything away, which is okay, but I'll definitely keep an eye out for sure. But no,
Yeah.
thank you very much for joining me, and I wish you all the best in the rest of your musical ventures.
Yay, thank you. Thanks for having me.